name is Prashanti D. Jager. I'm an activist, yogi, ethnopharmacologist, Ayurvedic practitioner, and the herbal facet of the original Organic India crew. This video journal today is about Amla. And yes, this smile, this kind of speechlessness, it's another one of these herbs that I could just go on and on and on about. It's one of the greatest herbs in India. Like Ayurveda, India is such a mega biodiversity place. There are so many herbs. So Ayurveda has about 4,000 main herbs. And if you take those herbs, like Amla in practically anybody's list would be in the top 5, just say. Such an incredibly useful herb. There's a therapy, you could say, a deep restoration, the greatest. It's called Kaya Kalpa. And in it, people take years and years off their lives. It's like this classic thing. And Amla is the basis of that. Amla is the basis of many different types of rejuvenation. It's one of the great herbs to just ensure great health in general. So much so that there's only 2 herbs I know that have a national holiday for it. Tulsi is one, and Amla is the other. There's a celebration in the spring called Amla Ekadasi, and that's celebrating what an incredible herb this is and how it supports so many people. It's as far as like a world of herbs, there's all herbs, of course, will have one taste, and you can kind of see like what it will do and how powerful it will be. Once in a great while, you'll have an herb with 2 tastes. And again, it'll be a much more powerful herb, and by those tastes, you'll be able to kind of figure out what it's about. And once, rarely you'll see a 3-taste herb. So Amla is one of the very, very, very rare 5-taste herbs. The only other ones I know are Haritaki, which is one of its partners in Triphala, and Schisandra berries is also a 5-taste herb. So having 5 tastes, automatically there's so many different activities that this herb can help us with. Before I go on, let's show you some photographs of this herb. In this first picture, you'll see a whole beautiful bunch of Amla fruit in the palm of my hand. Those hands next to mine belong to a forestry ranger, and that is actually a point. Amla, the best Amla is wild Amla. It's like this smaller Amla. There's another Amla, cultivated Amla, that's much bigger. It's called Murabba, and that's used for like pickles for people, but that's not nearly as powerful. The most powerful Amla is the small forest ones. We get all of our Amla from the forests of Madhya Pradesh. In this next picture, you have a close-up of a clump of Amla fruits on a branch. You can kind of get a sense of the tree. In this next picture, a much bigger clump. That's kind of like how they normally are. A single Amla tree can have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of Amla fruit, and they're not even that big. They tend to be maybe 30 feet tall, 30 to 40 feet tall. In this next picture, we're standing there with some Amla. Brijnath Singh, this incredible PhD, MD, this is wizard and incredible green thumb. He has contributed greatly to Organic India. He's standing on my right. And Ravi Singh, one of the earlier CEOs of Organic India, standing to my left. He also contributed much. And this Amla is in Chitrakoot, also in central India, a place famous for its really potent herbs. And finally, in this last picture, that's Ravi and myself with the Triphala fruits. Ravi has Amla in his hand, Amla berries, and my right hand is Bibataki, and my left hand is Haritaki fruits. So, as many of you know, one of my favorite things is what I call etymological ethnopharmacology. Because it was an oral tradition, so much had to be delivered by the spoken word, and because it's Sanskrit, which has a whole depth of meanings to it, you can pack a lot of information into an herb's name. So, Amalaki. Amala means to be pure and shining and radiant. When the key there means that which makes you pure, shining, and radiant. And in fact, Amla is famous for that, for really rejuvenating and purifying the body, both. There's 5 tastes. There's a lot of energetics going here. Another name that I've been using, Amla, Amla is simply the Sanskrit word for sour. It's dominant taste. If you've ever tried to eat a fresh amla, like your face goes in so many different directions. It's extremely powerful and very sour. Another name is Datri, which means the nurse, and it's a nurse in the sense that it helps take care of us. It helps restore us. It helps, just optimize our wellness. Now, as far as the activities of amla, there's so many different things, as you can imagine. If you look at the classic text, it's filled with different ways that amla can be used. But one of the main ones, or one that kind of like summarizes it often, is adaptogen. It is one of the greatest adaptogens in this world. In Ayurveda, there's this whole type of medicine. It's called rasayan. It means the herbs that deeply restore. One of the number one rasayans in Ayurveda is amla rasayan. And so it's really great at not just nourishing yourself, but and cleansing. It's also an anti-stress adaptogen. Another part is it's a fantastic source of supporting healthy antioxidant function, put it that way. You might know that it has a lot of vitamin C. It has one of the highest contents of heat-stable vitamin C. But even if it had no vitamin C in it, it still has a ton of what I call vitamin C-ness, meaning it has all these cofactors of vitamin C, these bioflavonoids, that take whatever vitamin C is in your diet and just multiply it, amplify it. It's really good. It also is very, very rich in a lot of the astringent tannin kind of molecules that have a lot of really strong support for antioxidant function. Here's a number to remember. And this scale of antioxidants, there's many scales, but on this TAC scale, TEAC, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, these are like 10, 12, 14, something like that. Amla, 20, no, 30, beyond that. 100, 200 on this scale, and it's a linear scale. It's unbelievably high in its ability to support antioxidant. And another one, digestion is fantastic for digestion. There's many different ways that it helps, but one of the really unique and powerful ways is that in our digestion you tend to have aggressive factors like the pepsin, the enzymes, the digestive enzymes. And then you have the protective factors, the actual, like the mucus and the walls of the stomach and intestines. So healthy digestion requires a balance of these. And there's like maybe 20 different factors for the aggressive part, and there's probably another like 10, 15 main factors for the protective part. And it's unbelievable how amla balances all of these aggressive factors together and balances the protective factors together. So often imbalances in the body isn't about something wrong being there. It's just about two things that are right that are out of balance. So amla, as a true adaptogen, is fantastic at supporting and restoring this balance all through our digestive system. Another amazing way that amla is used is immunity. It boosts immunity in many different ways. There's a great story. There's a sage who needed to become young, and the celestial physicians came to him, and he said, I need to, this is like several 100-year-old sage in the legend, and I need to become like I'm 20. And so the celestial physicians, they made him this formula, and he took the formula and he became 20 years old, and it boosted his immunity. It just helped him in every which way. His name was Chuan. And so this mix, this Chyawanprash, is a deep restorative, but it's also used throughout the year, but especially in the fall and winter, to support immunity for people. Amla is 1/3. There's about 50 different herbs in there. Amla is 1/3 of it. It's just, again, like one of the number one formulas in India, and amla is 1/3. Brings up another point. Triphala, the number one formula in the world as far as what it can do, how long it's been around, and how many people have taken Triphala. Amla is also 1/3 of that. So Next would be, why is organic India superior, or which amla is superior? I've already gone over one part. The forest amla, the small little forest amla, is superior. Another is to take it in a way, to harvest it from the forest in a really sustainable way, which is what we do. When you take an herb out of the forest, and that forest can be supported, and the people in it, we have the tribal people in central India. We've trained tens of thousands of tribals to sustainably wildcraft this amla. So when they take this amla out of these forests, it's called an NTFP, non-timber forest product. The more NTFPs you take out of a forest, what happens? The more value that forest has as a forest. It's a beautiful thing. So by buying this amla, you are supporting these forests. And then the third is that amla, like in all the trufla fruits, as well as like a lot of fruits, like peaches and many of our fruits that we eat, the pits are poisonous or slightly toxic, to say. And so a lot of companies, they just take the whole amla and then they just throw it in the hopper, grind it up, and that's it. The fruit of amla is about half the size of the pulp. And so you're only getting half amla and you're getting half toxic fruits. So not a good combination. We only use the fruit pulp of the sustainably harvested wild forest amla. One last thing, how to take it. You can take some of the powder, you can get it in pounds, and you can mix it in with smoothies. It's a great thing. Even a little bit is good, because then all these different cofactors, this incredible catalog of bioflavonoids that are in amla help assist and amplify any other nutrition that you're taking. Then you can also take capsules, and in which case, in most cases, you could do 2 twice a day. So there you have it, Video Herb Journal on one of the great herbs in this world, no doubt. Brought to you by Organic India and the Pacific Center of Ireland. Thank you.